Welcome to the land of the pharaohs, where the sun rises over the great pyramids and the Nile flows like a heartbeat. Today, we dive into a tale of forbidden love, one that echoes through time.
This is the story of Amunet and Thutmose. Join us as we journey through the sands of history, where love defies all odds and changes destinies forever. In a small village near Thebes, a young woman named Amunet lived. She was known for her beauty and kindness, with sparkling eyes that shone like the Nile. Amunet often spent her days by the river, helping her family with fishing and gathering herbs. The villagers adored her, and she had a heart that cared for everyone. Yet, deep inside, Amunet yearned for adventure beyond her village.
Little did she know, her life was about to change forever.
Across the river, in the royal palace, a young prince named Thutmose trained to become the next pharaoh.
He was strong and brave, with a heart full of dreams for Egypt. Thutmose was skilled in combat and loved by his people, but the weight of his future pressed heavily on his shoulders. He often gazed out at the horizon, longing for a life beyond the palace walls.
Little did he know, destiny was waiting for him just across the river. One fateful day, while Amunet was collecting water, Thutmose rode by on his horse. Their eyes met, and in that moment, something magical happened. A spark ignited between them, as if the universe had conspired to bring them together. They exchanged shy smiles, and Amunet felt her heart race.
Thutmose felt a rush of warmth spread through him. That brief encounter changed the course of their lives forever. Days turned into weeks, and Thutmose couldn't stop thinking about Amunet. His heart yearned for her presence, and he found a way to sneak away from the palace.
They met in secret, sharing stories and laughter under the stars.
Their meetings became a cherished escape from their realities, and with each encounter, their bond deepened.
They talked about their hopes and dreams, discovering a shared love for adventure and freedom. As their friendship blossomed, so did their love. Amunet dreamed of exploring the world, while Thutmose wished to be a ruler who brought peace to Egypt. They spent countless evenings by the Nile, sharing their dreams and laughter.
With every story, they learned more about each other, and their connection grew stronger.
But as their love deepened, so did the shadows of duty and expectation looming over Thutmose.
But love in the royal court was complicated. Thutmose's father, the pharaoh, had arranged a marriage for him with a powerful princess to strengthen alliances.
The news crushed Thutmose, who felt torn between his duty to his family and his heart's desire.
He often confided in Amunet, sharing his fears and frustrations.
Amunet sensed his turmoil, and it weighed heavily on her heart. Could their love survive in the face of such overwhelming obstacles? One evening, under a full moon, Thutmose took Amunet's hands and made a promise.
"No matter what happens, I will always love you," he said, his voice trembling with emotion. Amunet's heart swelled with both joy and sorrow, knowing their love was forbidden yet undeniable.
In that moment, they vowed to cherish their feelings, no matter the consequences. It was a promise forged in the fires of passion and hope, a bond that would be tested.
The day of the royal announcement arrived, bringing with it a heavy heart. Thutmose's father declared his engagement to the princess, and the news spread like wildfire. Amunet felt her world shatter.
The love they had built seemed to crumble in an instant. The celebration at the palace felt like a mockery of their love, and Amunet's heart ached with despair. She longed for Thutmose, feeling helpless and lost in a world that demanded she let go. But Amunet was not ready to give up on their love.
One evening, she summoned her courage and suggested they run away together to a place where no one could find them. Thutmose hesitated, worry etched on his face.
He feared for her safety.
Amunet could see the conflict in his eyes, and she spoke passionately about the life they could build together. They brainstormed ideas, dreaming of a life where they could be free to love each other without fear.
After a long night of thinking, Thutmose made his choice. "I will choose love over duty," he declared, determination shining in his eyes.
Amunet felt a surge of hope, her heart swelling with love. They began to plan their escape, mapping out the stars that would guide them to freedom. With excitement and fear, they prepared for their journey, knowing it would change everything. It was a leap of faith into a future they could only dream of.
On the night of their escape, they met by the river, adrenaline coursing through their veins.
Amunet wore a simple dress, her hair flowing freely, while Thutmose disguised himself as a commoner. The air was thick with excitement and fear as they exchanged one last glance at their old lives.
With hearts pounding, they jumped into a small boat, ready to row into the unknown.
Every stroke of the paddle brought them closer to a new beginning.
Just as they began to leave, they heard voices echoing in the night. The guards had discovered their plan. Panic surged through them as they paddled harder, the sound of footsteps growing louder. Thutmose looked back, fear in his eyes, while Amunet urged him forward, her heart racing. They raced against time, hearts pounding as they pushed toward freedom and the life they dreamed of.
With every moment that passed, the danger loomed closer.
They reached the Nile and jumped into a small boat, the cool water splashing against them. Amunet paddled with all her strength, while Thutmose kept watch, scanning the riverbanks for signs of danger. The moonlight danced on the water, illuminating their path as they glided away from danger.
Every stroke of the paddle felt like a step toward their new life, and they could almost taste the freedom that awaited them.
They were determined to escape the chains that bound them.
Finally, they reached the other side of the river, hearts pounding with a mix of fear and relief. Exhausted but free, they found a small cave to hide in, their sanctuary away from the world. There, they shared their dreams and fears, bonding over their shared struggle.
In that quiet refuge, they vowed to never let go of each other, their love stronger than ever. It was in this moment of safety that they began to imagine a future where love could conquer all. Days turned into weeks, and they settled into a simple life, farming and fishing by the river.
But news of their escape spread like wildfire, and the pharaoh was furious.
He dispatched his best guards to hunt them down, determined to bring them back.
Amunet and Thutmose felt the weight of the world pressing in on them. They knew they had to stay vigilant, but they also found joy in their newfound freedom, living each day as if it were a precious gift.
Realizing they could never truly be free while living in hiding, Thutmose made a difficult choice. "We must return," he said, his voice heavy with emotion. "I cannot let you suffer because of my love." Amunet felt a pang of sadness at the thought of leaving their paradise, but understood the gravity of the situation. They shared a bittersweet farewell to their cave, hearts heavy yet hopeful.
They knew they had to face whatever awaited them together. When they returned to the palace, they were met by the pharaoh. His anger was palpable, and the weight of tradition hung heavily in the air.
"You defied my orders," he shouted, eyes blazing with fury.
Thutmose stood tall, determined to speak for their love. "But I see love has brought you back," the pharaoh finally said, his tone shifting slightly.
It was a moment of tension, a pivotal crossroads that would determine their fate.
To everyone's surprise, Thutmose poured his heart out. "I want to rule with love and compassion."
"Let me marry Amunet," he declared. The room fell silent, whispers circulating among the nobles.
Amunet's heart raced, hope blossoming amidst the uncertainty.
The pharaoh's eyes narrowed, contemplating the proposal. In that moment, love stood at the brink of change, ready to reshape their destinies. After a long pause, the pharaoh nodded slowly.
"If your love is true, it will strengthen our kingdom."
"You may marry Amunet," he declared, a hint of admiration in his voice. Cheers erupted in the palace, the weight of tradition lifting as joy filled the air.
Amunet and Thutmose exchanged astonished glances, their hearts swelling with disbelief. Their love had triumphed against all odds, proving that love could overcome even the strongest of barriers.
The wedding was a grand celebration, filled with laughter and music echoing through the palace.
Amunet wore a stunning gown adorned with jewels, her beauty radiant under the soft lights. Thutmose looked regal in his royal attire, standing proudly by her side.
They exchanged vows surrounded by friends and family, sealing their love with promises for the future. In that moment, their love story became legend, forever etched in the hearts of their people. Together, Amunet and Thutmose ruled with love and fairness, their bond inspiring the people of Egypt.
Amunet became a beloved queen, known for her compassion and wisdom.
Thutmose was a pharaoh remembered for his justice and strength. Their love story echoed through the ages, teaching future generations that true love can conquer even the most daunting challenges. It was a legacy that would endure through time, a reminder of what love can achieve. And so, the forbidden love of Amunet and Thutmose became a tale for the ages. It teaches us that true love can overcome any obstacle, and that the heart knows no boundaries. Thank you for joining us on this journey through ancient Egypt. Remember, love can shape destinies and change the world. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more tales from history. Join us next time for another adventure through time. See you soon.